Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. Well, come on in here and sit down with me, and we're going to open our Bibles up today. Now, last week we did the first half of Psalm 118. This week we're going to do the second half, and oh, what a second half we have. Suddenly we find that Psalm 118 not only is just a wonderful psalm, but it's also a messianic psalm, and Jesus himself quotes this psalm, thereby adopting it. Just like he adopted Psalm 22, he also adopts Psalm 118. So it doesn't even matter now that it's an orphanic psalm, because we know that Christ, he even himself spoke this psalm to those that he was ministering to. So we'll read about that this week as we go forward. So here we have Psalm 118. We're going to begin in verse 17 today. Now, we're going to complete the psalm this week, so we're going to read down through verse 29. We'll have that at the end of the week. But today, verses 17 and 18. I shall not die, but live, and declare the works of the Lord. The Lord hath chastened me sore, but he hath not given me over unto death. Now that's verses 17 and 18. Now you notice right away as we read these, we can think of perhaps our own experiences with this kind of thing. Well, I was just actually in prayer today and was thanking the Lord that for keeping me from all the things that could have been in my life. And I thanked him because there is a great darkness in me that would have led me down paths that would have destroyed me. But the Lord kept me from those things. He kept me from those things before I came to Christ, and he kept me from those things after I came to Christ. And even up until this very day, the Lord is keeping me from the things that would destroy me. And here, even though I know he's chastened me, he never ever gives me over. Never gives me over to death. And I mean, one day I'll die, but from the things that I know that would cause me trouble, so many times the Lord has kept me. I shall not die, but live and declare the works of the Lord. This is the great promise that every believer has. We won't die, but we're going to live and declare God's works. In this life, we'll declare his works. And one day when we step through those gates, we'll declare his works as well. But it's also a messianic piece, because you'll notice there, verse 18 especially, thou hast chastened me sore. That chastened me sore is the word for chasten, but it's a dualism, because you have the same verb repeated twice, back to back, which emphasizes the action of the word. And so, if I said David ran after the ball, then you would know that I'm emphasizing the action of running. He really ran. He seriously ran. He certainly ran. So I'm emphasizing the action here. Chastening is the action that's being emphasized. The Lord has really done it. He chastened me sore, but he hasn't handed me over to death, or he's not given me over to death. Well, that idea of giving over to death or not doing it is something that we know that the Lord did for Messiah. He kept him from death, not dying, but from the death of hell, from the death of the grave, because Jesus came up out of the grave 3 days later. His Holy One he did not allow to see corruption. And we've read that psalm, and here we have it again, the same idea. And since this is a messianic psalm, and we're looking forward to that, we must keep in mind that, this is something that probably, most likely, speaks of the Lord Jesus as well as to us. All right, well, join me again tomorrow. We'll look at verses 19 and 20 here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.